I know I said in my last video I wasn't going to, or I didn't know if I was going to post my Q&A because when I watched it, it brought up a lot of emotions, but I kind of just want to get it off my desktop, honestly. So I rewatched it today, and it was hard to watch, but I also realized how far I have come since then. This was filmed back in August. This was only, I think it was like 1.5 months-ish since my breakup, and it was definitely way too soon for me to try and talk about it. But I just kind of wanted to do a disclaimer that although I do get upset in this video and I seem like I'm not okay, I really am okay now. Like, everything has turned around a lot. I'm just like in such a better place than I was back then. This isn't really how I feel anymore, but I also wanted to post it because as someone who puts themselves out there on the internet, I just want you guys to be able to see that, like, just like everyone else, I also go through really hard times, and I go through times in my life when things feel like they're not going to be okay, and then you come out on the other side and you realize that they are okay. So yeah, in just like for transparency's sake, I wanted to leave all of the parts in that I had filmed just because they are real and they are what I was feeling at the time. But I just also want to say, like, I'm doing okay now. I thank you guys for all of your amazing comments on my last video. I don't even know how to describe how I feel when I read those comments. Every single comment was just so genuine and so sweet. I was shocked, and I appreciate it so much. So, like, thank you from the very bottom depths of my heart. Thank you. So let's time travel back to when I had highlights in my hair, and when I was wearing the same sweater but in white, and when I had a different couch. So since I posted on Instagram today that I wanted you guys to ask me questions for a Q&A, I might as well just do it today while it's fresh and while I still have the motivation to do it, because I have a feeling that some of these questions are going to be really hard to answer. And there are so many questions. Okay, let's just dive right in. Do you use pads or tampons? Okay, this is kind of just like a silly question to begin with. Well, not silly, it's like pretty important. But I don't actually use either. I use a menstrual cup, or like a moon cup / diva cup, if you guys know what those are. It's basically like a silicone cup, and it replaces the need for tampons and pads. It's better for the environment, it's more cost effective, it's more sanitary. I've been using mine for about 3 years now, and I really like it. What is your biggest insecurity? So my biggest insecurity is definitely my skin. I'm wearing makeup right now, but I have rosacea, and I'm actually getting IPL laser treatments on my skin to try and help with the redness. It also just, like, I have like splotchy red patches on my cheeks, and that has always been my biggest insecurity. I do wear makeup, but I wish obviously that I didn't have to wear makeup all the time. But yeah, I've always been really insecure about that. Are you really close with your sister? Yes, we are like the closest. She is my best friend in the whole world. Do you find social media exhausting? At times, yes. There are definitely certain people who, if I go to their profile and look through their things, like their posts and stuff, I just feel absolutely exhausted. There is just like so much fakeness and so much bullshit on Instagram especially, that I just like can't deal with it a lot of the time. Someone asked, do you have body image issues? So currently, no. For a long time, I definitely had the normal body image issues, meaning I just didn't really like my body. There's a lot of things about it that I wasn't a fan of and that I wanted to change. I've completely like changed my outlook on it, and I've just completely accepted myself for what I look like and the body that I have. That's not to say that I don't still exercise and eat healthy most of the time, some of the time. And that's not to say that there aren't days when I feel not as comfortable in my body. I just brush it off, and I don't let that affect me anymore. There's actually a quote that I really like. It's, when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at will change. If you are putting bad energy towards your body, then I can only foresee your body changing negatively, or your relationship with your body changing negatively. Whereas if you are putting so much love and positivity towards your body, then that will only increase, and you will just become the best version of yourself and have the best relationship with your body that you can have. Okay, I know that this question was going to come up. And there's two here. One of them says, are you and your boyfriend still together? Haven't seen him in a while. And the other one says, what is the hardest thing you have been through? A lot of you guys have sent in questions asking if Pav and I are still together. We are not still together. I really thought I wasn't gonna cry when I talked about this. Okay, just gonna power through. No, we are not still together. We broke up about 2 months ago. We were together for about 7 years, so, and I'm not going to go into the details of it, obviously, and I know that you guys totally understand and respect both of our privacy, so I know that it's not a problem. But if you are a close friend or a family member, and you are just hearing this news for the first time, please don't feel bad that I haven't told you, because I haven't really told a lot of people until right now. I actually went to see a therapist slash like counselor a couple times, and I just wanted to say that if you guys have needed to go to a therapist before, or you feel like you need to for whatever reason in your life, you definitely should do it. It's really, really helpful, and there's absolutely no shame in asking for help or admitting that you need help getting through stuff. Bad things happen and life continues on, and you still have to leave your house and go to work and go to the store and be a willing participant in society, and it's really hard to do that sometimes. So someone asked, how have you been lately? I think this video pretty much sums up how I've been lately. I have been a roller coaster of emotions, from being fine and feeling acceptance, and then feeling completely and utterly alone and panicked and depressed. And I think that that's just what happens when you go through a traumatic experience in your life, whether it's a death or someone moving away or breaking up with someone. Or it's not really like you just get over it and then you're fine. I've been good. There's a lot of exciting things going on in my life. I'm writing a book. I live in a beautiful place. I have a family who loves me. I have a lot of really amazing friends. But I also feel heartbroken and lonely and sad. So that is how I have been lately. A lot of questions have asked if I've ever had an eating disorder, and I'm really happy to say that I have never struggled with an eating disorder. I have so much compassion for people who have, and I have known people who have had eating disorders. But yeah, I've never had one, and I'm really, really thankful for that. Someone said, how do you manage to eat your way despite the perfect diets portrayed on social media? Honestly, for a long time, I kind of got sucked into feeling like I had to follow a specific type of diet. I'm just so in tune with my body. I feel like it's really easy for me to balance things. I also don't follow a ton of food accounts anymore on Instagram, which also could be why I've gotten back to my own way of eating and like listening to my body, because I'm not really influenced by what other people are eating. Someone said, do you want to get married and have kids? Yes, I definitely want to get married and have kids. Someone says, what is your biggest flaw or weakness? So I already talked about my biggest insecurity, which was my skin. I guess that's my biggest physical insecurity. My biggest like overall weakness, I would say, is my shyness. I have been really, really, really like painfully shy for a long time, and being on YouTube has actually helped a ton. But that being said, I'm still a really shy person, and I'm definitely not outgoing at all. So that is something that I would consider a flaw or a weakness, just because I do find at times it holds me back. Someone said, how do you maintain being so happy? I know people just show the good side on social media, but you seem to really genuinely be happy all the time. Yeah, I would say that I honestly am genuinely really happy most of the time. As you can see, I am going through a really hard time, but that doesn't mean that I don't want to be happy most times in the day, and that I really try to do things that will make me happy. So like I let myself be sad and I let myself cry and all of that, but I also do a lot of things that make me happy. So I really like take time for myself to do the things that I need. I meditate, I do yoga, I journal, I read, I do work that fulfills me. I hang out with people who I really like and who make me feel energized and happy, and I kind of like cut people out who don't make me feel happy. So I think it's just like all of the little things that add up to make someone genuinely happy. Do you consider yourself an introvert? Yes, 1000%. I am an introvert. Someone asked, do you have debt? I am so lucky that I don't have debt. My parents, when I turned 1, they opened a college fund or like a university savings account for me, and every year of my life they put aside money so that it could go towards tuition when I did go to university. And I am lucky that I did get like an entrance scholarship to my university in my first year, so that helped save money as well. So I actually made it through my 5 years of university without any debt, and that's a large part to attribute to my parents for helping me with that. So I am so forever grateful to them for that, and I really hope that someday I will be able to pay them back for it, because that's a lot of money to put away when you are trying to raise 2 children and to also have a life yourself. And I truly acknowledge that I am extremely lucky to not have it, because I know it's not the case for a lot of people. Do you plan on getting more tattoos? So currently I have 2 tattoos. If you follow me on my second Instagram account, my personal one, you'll see that I have 2 tattoos. I have the Create one on my leg, right here. And I also have a crescent moon on my butt. But yes, I do plan on getting more tattoos sometime in the future. Okay, so that is all the questions I'm gonna do. If you watched to the end, thank you so much for watching, and thank you guys so much for sending in your questions. Yeah, okay, I have a phone call, so I'm gonna go. But thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!